yo, once it came to the mom, I'm like, yeah, like this could be about anything now.
It literally opened everything up.
Yeah,
And the funny thing is, they showed what people in real life would do, because it was like, once you find out it's not a real name, now everybody's like, yeah, she hired him, and oh yeah, it's all a scheme. She's actually behind everything. They literally show what people do once they find out a little bit of information.
exactly. People go crazy and come up with their own narratives, and it fucks up everything. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
the truth can never be found out because there's so many opinions. You know what
Right.
I mean? And so many people thinking that, oh well, shit, it has to be like this because everybody feel like they know everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know a damn thing. Meanwhile, the daughter is going through it still because even though her mom is, even though they're saying that she could possibly be alive, like she's still missing.
You are now tuned into Black on Black Prime.
Disclaimer, like I said, every episode, we don't care if we liked it or not. We still watch your shit, and congratulations to you. We support you, and shout outs to you, nigga, because you made it. We don't know you. We're watching this. Your movie. Anybody around the world can watch your shit. You made it, my nigga. You famous. You good.
Just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off.
We back in black.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We back. This nigga just ate a big ass sandwich. What we got on here?
We
We back for another one. This one is called Missing.
it's in the theaters now.
No, it's not in the theaters no more, is it?
Yeah, it's still in the theaters, but I mean, you can watch it on like YouTube and something else like Prime and shit like that.
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. I paid that because I couldn't make it to the theater in time to watch this shit.
Yeah.
But Missing starring Mia Long and what's the girl's name?
Storm Reed. I feel like I've seen her. I feel like I've seen her in something before. The younger girl.
I've seen her in a lot of shit. I've seen her in The Last of Us. I've seen her in
yeah, Last of Us.
The show with
Euphoria.
with the kids on drugs. Euphoria.
Yeah.
I seen her in that old school Oprah Winfrey movie. I've seen her in a lot of shit. She you can tell she's about to be a big name. If she ain't already a big name actress coming up.
And then she was in 12 Years a Slave too. And she only 19.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. What? That movie was terrible anyway. But
she was 10 in that movie then, because that shit came out in 2013. So she been doing it for a minute.
But anyways, the movie's about her mother is Nia Long. Her mother goes on a trip with with Juntao dude.
That was what was dudes? That wasn't June.
Put that gun. Fight me like a man. Hey, he came a long way though from just being that to being an actor.
When I saw that nigga, I was just like, is that dude from Rush Hour?
Yeah. Put down the gun. Fight me like man.
Like a man.
He came a long way, man. But that's Nia Long's new boyfriend, and they go on a trip during Father's Day, which is fucked up because she lost her father years ago still, but it's like, damn, you gonna go on Father's Day, huh?
Yeah, that was like at first, it's funny how everything kind of comes together or whatever. Because in the beginning, I knew what was going on, but you could tell that they were trying to like give a backstory. You know what I mean? They're trying to like give you a little bit, so in the end you'll catch up.
Yeah, it's like they give you the sense. So what's dope about this movie is everything is through the computer or through a phone or through a device. Nothing is from just a regular walk around camera.
I thought that shit was trash at first. I was just like, yo, I do not want to watch a whole movie that's going, because it reminded me of this movie called Unfriended. But man, when I sat there and watched that shit, I was like, yo, this shit is genius.
Hey, but Unfriended wasn't bad either though.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was. I don't know what it was. I think because I saw it in the theater, and it just was. I wasn't feeling it. Like when you know how you are prepared for something, you just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna get or whatnot. And it's like I felt like it was gonna. I didn't know it was gonna be like that for the whole movie. I remember seeing a trailer and I was just like, okay. But when I went in there, I was like, oh, so we gotta watch this whole movie through Zoom. Cool. But this one was different, bro. Like I actually enjoyed. I was like, man, shout out to the editors, the whoever put this movie together. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't even think they really. I'm not sure how they filmed this type of movie, but I don't even think they use real like cameras like
It
that.
seemed like they really did this shit on the computer. If they didn't, that's crazy because it seemed like they really did the shit on the computer.
I think they had to do some scenes. Like some of the scenes were just like super sharp, like that. Like the ones that were on Zoom, because I was like, Zoom ain't never this crisp. I don't care what nobody say, or FaceTime.
Hey, we on Zoom right now. I'm crisping the motherfucker. I'm HD. You look like a ghost over there.
You got ring lights.
Hey, stop telling my business.
But yeah, I definitely like the way that this was put together. Like I was in it. Like everything that was on her screen, I was like making sure I was paying attention. Like everything on her screen for the most part, it meant something.
Yeah. And watching the preview is very deceiving for actually where they take this movie. Because it's like, not that the preview was bullshit, but the twists and turns in here got you damn near like lost at a certain point. So you really got to pay attention to what's going on with everything.
For real. I thought she was gonna be the one missing. I never watched the trailer.
Oh shit!
I just saw missing and her on the front of it, and it's like I heard about it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna check it out." Everybody kept saying it was a good movie, so I'm thinking the girl goes missing.
Oh no, I didn't see the preview hella times, so I knew what the preview was about. But then when you get into the movie, it's like, damn, it ain't even just that.
Yeah.
So it started off with you can see that their relationship, Nia Long and her daughter,
her daughter's father.
No, I'm talking about Nia Long and the daughter.
Okay.
Her name is Stormy. What's the name of the movie though? I don't want to call her Stormy. You know the name of the movie?
I can find out. June.
So Jean is the mom.
Grace
is the mom. Grace is Nia Long and June is Stormy. So you can see like their relationship is like it's like the teenage girl problems, I guess. That's what I'm assuming. I'll go through it with my daughters, where it's like that disconnect from becoming a teenager to a woman.
Right.
It's like they got that beef, and then at the same time, she got her regrets for her father not being in her life, and her mom moving on. So it's like you see the tension in that, and then she happens to be leaving on a trip to Colombia.
Right. As I guess her mom, I don't know how long she had been dating this guy. Did they say how long she had been dating him? It was like a few months or something.
I was about to say it don't seem that long. It really didn't seem like that long.
Because he had never met the daughter. Well, you know what? Let me take that back. Because when he was in the house, remember when she had went somewhere and he was just like he was there, like he had pulled up on her or whatever, and he was just talking to her like, "Hey, I got something special to tell your mom on this trip."
He was in the house because they were getting ready to leave.
Right. So I guess I don't know. I know he didn't live there, but he had pulled up or whatever. So I think that he had met her before because it didn't seem like that was their first meeting.
Right. They might have been. I don't know. I think they was kicking it for a while, but not for years.
Right. Yeah,
maybe.
Right. Because she didn't know nothing about this nigga. She just knew his name.
That was it. And then so they have the little awkward exchange. He's trying to tell her something, but then the mom comes in and interrupts him.
Yeah.
And then they leave in that shicey looking ass Uber. That Uber looked terrible.
I'll be like, let me see the license plate on your phone. Like, what the fuck
hey, you know what's funny? Because I'm with these type of movies, whenever there's a figure out movie, I feel like I gotta pay attention from when the movie starts.
Yeah.
So when they got picked up by that Uber, the first thing I noticed is it looked shicey, and I noticed the driver kept tilting his hat. And I'm like, there's something weird about that. And like I said, because I've seen the preview, so I know it's something to do with missing.
Right. Yeah. That's like I guess when I went in, since I didn't go watch the trailer, I went in thinking that the girl was gonna go missing. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going out of town, and the daughter going to. She's already talking about, the first thing going through her mind is she needs money to have a party, which is she threw a. I don't know what the hell she was thinking, but she just threw like this big ass party, got a bunch of liquor or whatever. So I'm thinking that, all right, somewhere in this party, she's getting drunk. Somebody's gonna kidnap her. That's what I'm thinking in the beginning.
Because you haven't seen no preview.
Right.
But every preview that I've seen is Nia Long goes out of town and then she can't find her.
Okay. Yeah. So
the preview was basically Nia Long goes out of town. She's supposed to pick them up from the airport. She goes to the airport. She don't show up. Now it's like, where the hell is she?
yeah, and that was the parts of this movie were very like unrealistic, but at the same time, it didn't make it didn't make for a bad movie. So it was like,
Which part was unrealistic?
well, the part where she had this big ass party on the night before her parents come home. She's supposed to pick up her mom at 11. She has a huge party. Don't clean up, and then call a task rabbit when she on the way to the airport and say, "Hey, just don't fuck up the house. I mean, just don't steal nothing." Can you just imagine that? Like, yo, I gotta pick you throwing a party, a big party. It's shit everywhere. You saw it in the background. You call a task rabbit to come clean up your house before you gotta go pick up your mom. It's already 11. She's already late. Plane land at 11. She wake up at 11. Go to the airport, and you have a motherfucker come to your house, talking about a key under the mat. Don't steal nothing. They just did it. That's just some weird shit.
The weird shit is, hey, pick us up from the airport, but don't drop us off there. That's the weird shit.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna take an Uber to the airport, but pick us up when we get back. That part don't make no sense. I'd be like, hey, drop us off.
I don't understand picking up nobody from the airport no more. I was like, Ubers ain't running.
I don't understand it. You got to call me when you outside because niggas at the airports out here, you can't stop.
That's every airport now. Ever since I don't want to say ever since 9/11, but it's been a while since you've been able to park for a minute just to pick up your people.
Yeah, I was about to say that's before 9/11 though. Yeah. That guard always out there like, nigga, keep it moving. Like, god damn, like they're coming out right now. Keep it moving. Like,
just go around. You just kind of move up a little bit real slow. Like that's them right there. That's them right there. That's them.
So that part was unrealistic. How she was able to park and stand there hella long with that sign because they'd have been like, get your ass on.
Exactly. Like she got out of the car. She thought she was gonna pick up her parents, so she wrote a sign like, what did the sign say?
Welcome back from prison.
Right, that's what it was. And she just sat there for a minute. I'm like, yeah, where you park your car? It seemed like she was there all for like at least 30, 40 minutes. Like everybody got their baggage, you know what I mean? So she goes back home after unsuccessfully picking up her parents because they and she is making phone calls or whatever, just trying to figure out if her mom left the hotel out there in Colombia. So she's, she getting her Google on. That was the best part about this movie is the fact that they were like using everything.
Everything you use not naturally online.
Yeah, just anything that you had to look up. She was able to get on them live cams. She used her Zoom. She used Google, like all of that. It was just dope. Like, it was. I feel like it took. I feel like this had to take a while.
You think so?
It's just the detail, bro. The detail was just that good and that on point. To where it was like, I mean, yeah, you didn't have to focus on the actual, like, a bunch of cameras and stuff like that, probably, but the detail of putting this movie together. I mean, I guess if you wrote it down, like, like a script would be, you know what I mean? Like all of like, this is what we're doing in detail. I guess it wouldn't be that crazy, but they didn't miss nothing.
Yeah. The reason why I would say, I don't think it took that long because it's like I don't know. It's like the excitement of sitting there and doing a story like that. Like, it's like a what if.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you only had your computer to try to find somebody, she's doing everything you would do. Like like the fucking she's even doing the Google zoom in shit when you zoom in on the street to look around.
Yeah, so I'm saying the cams, yeah, that was crazy.
That shit was crazy as fuck. And then like and then how do you fucking talk to somebody if you don't speak Spanish? I would just call somebody who speaks Spanish to talk for me, but the way she was doing it was like that shit was genius.
Yeah, I would have put the phone to the speaker though, because she was trying to like figure out what he was talking about. I'm like, what the hell is nigga say? Because she was typing in what he was saying just to get parts of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, and it was cool that it wasn't like she was typing exactly what she was saying. She was typing what she heard.
Right.
So it'd be like 3 words. She'd be like, oh damn, like delete it.
Yeah.
Record it over. So I don't know. Yeah, like it's like all the detail and everything they were doing. That shit was dope as fuck. And then her remembering that she used TaskRabbit to clean up, then it's like, what's TaskRabbit out there?
It's called Go Ninja or something.
And I'm sure that's a real site. But that shit, like everything, I I don't know, the panic setting in and everything you can do about it. That shit was dope as fuck.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody would do that. Like, cause right now, like thinking off the top of your head, like you have never had anybody like go missing. So it's like, what's the first thing that you would do? It's like you would get online and just start like backtracking.
Yeah.
I mean, like trying to figure out, okay, like what time did she leave? And well, let me see. Let me check out the hotel. Let me call the hotel people. Okay, let me have them check the cameras. Okay, well, let me get a task rabbit out there to go see if he can check the cameras, which is another unrealistic thing. But I still thought it was dope. Still thought it was dope. Taking no points away from that. I was just like, there's no way. Imagine getting a call and somebody be like, "Hey, yo, go check this out for me." Like, I don't do that.
Hey,
not for no $8 an hour.
He's an actor from something too, though. He was a bad guy from something.
Javier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, his name is Joaquim de Alameda. I'm butchering that, but he was in Desperado. He was in Fast Five.
That's what it was. Desperado. That's what it was. I was like, I know this dude, man. The whole time when he first came on the screen, I was like, I know this dude.
Yeah, I was like, I had never seen him before. I guess he just didn't. I never seen Desperado either, though. So
hey, man, you got life fucked up. How the fuck we doing a movie podcast? Hey, you ain't seen Desperado.
It ain't no black people in that motherfucker.
Hey, but they close enough.
Nigga said they Puerto Rican.
This is one of the greatest action movies ever made.
Word.
Said I ain't seen Desperado.
I haven't seen a bunch of movies that is like blasphemy.
That's definitely blasphemy.
Yeah, it's been a bunch of them, bro. But
what the fuck?
Yeah, him going and searching for her for $8 an hour is like I don't believe
how much that translates to out there though.
Shit, I don't know. There's a Columbia shit, but one dude was charging like 50, like the first one. So it's just like he had a bike.
Hey, it was funny when she looked dude up. She like, yeah, that's what I need. And she hovered over that price, nigga. Like,
it's like, nah, fuck that.
I don't give a fuck. It's my mama, nigga. $50 an hour.
Right. Yeah. I love the way that they did, like just trying to track everything. Like they tracked the lock that he bought to where they did the lock thing, and then it was what else were they tracking? I just thought it was dope. Just the whole how it all came together. The what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How they piece together. It's like how she had to think outside the box for certain shit. That shit was clean as fuck. And then it's like they make everything suspicious because even the lawyer is kind of like she ain't even tripping.
Yeah,
the lawyer's like, nah, don't worry about it. They'll be, she don't want you to know this. And it's like, what the fuck you ain't telling me? So it's like I'm panicking, but everybody else is calm. That shit is weird.
Yeah, the two people I suspected to be a part of it, like I started not even thinking about the boyfriend no more. I was just like, okay, something ain't right with the daddy in the beginning, and something ain't right with this white lady, the friend Heather.
Right. I never suspected the daddy. I thought for I want to say for most of the movie, I thought he was really dead.
Yeah, I didn't. The only reason why I didn't think so is I'm just like, why are they showing him? Why is his nose bleeding? I just started thinking of everything. You know what I mean? At first, I started thinking this was like one of them paranormal activity movies. I'm just like, okay, what the hell is going on? Like, why is his nose bleeding?
No, because so they showed his nose bleeding, right? And that's when the camera cut off.
Right.
And then you see her like clicking files, and you see them talking about like cancer. They was talking about different type of cancers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, they're saying he died from cancer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So so I immediately tied those two together, like, oh, that's why he died, and then that's why she's still grieving over it.
Got you. Yeah, I thought something was. I just felt like they not kept on talking about the dad, but the fact that she was like so into like it was Father's Day, and then she was, she wanted her father back and all of that, so she was like, I'm about to post this picture. I don't know if she posted it or not, but it looked like she, posted her picture, right? Posted.
Yeah, she cropped the mom out.
Her mama, so I was like, man, something ain't right.
Right. I just, but then like again, you think it from the she's missing point of view. Mm-hmm. So you coming in with that angle, but me coming with I know Nia Long is the missing one.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I'm like, oh, the dad died, so she's still grieving over that. And then her mama got a new boyfriend. She can't accept that. So that's my whole throughout the movie. It's like that's what she's dealing with.
Right. Yeah. So it comes to a point to where like things are not adding up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean with the boyfriend, and I think she's starting to like she went in on going through like his shit trying to find his password. I was just like,
No,
that was
when she went to his website and then clicked the fucking contact us, and that's how she found his email. I was like, this shit is genius.
super.
And then it's like, have your friend call him, do a voice impersonation. When he said hit me with that the last four of the social, I was like, how the fuck you gonna get past this? She was like, I don't do it over the phone. I was like, God damn, they thought of everything in this.
Yeah, they were just like mother's maiden name, boom, on Facebook. Then it was just like, what elementary school did you go to? And it was like he went to Pearland Tech. It was in Pearland, Texas, only 2 schools. So she just picked one, and it was like they gave her the password. And I'm just like, dude, like this shit right here, man. I was like, I wonder if shit's that easy because all the information we give up online.
It's
Like, you know,
and it has to be. But you know what's funny? Before that, when she's looking for her mom's password, because her mom's like, that shit is just genius because her mom sent her the password to Spotify and something else. So it's like, nigga, we only use like 3 passwords ever in life. So it was like, it got to be one of these 2. But then when she typed in her name, I was like, she didn't type the Junebug.
right. She just
The
typed
whole
in
movie,
June.
she kept calling her Junebug, and she was like, stop calling me Junebug. So it's like, why would you just type June, knowing that's what your mama called you is Junebug?
See what I thought I thought it was gonna be because she looked like she had all her boyfriends on there. Like any boyfriend she had, it looked like she just put their name with a 3 as the E or whatever. So I thought it would be I thought it would be the dude's name, Kevin, with an E, but ended up being her name.
Right, because Kevin don't got no E's in it.
Kevin do got E's in it. That's what I was saying.
No, Kevin don't.
All right.
Oh, it do.
Hello? Right. Let's do his rating, man. This nigga's drunk.
Damn, I am true. I'm too wrapped up in this shit. You absolutely right.
I was just like, wait a minute, is this nigga trying? What is he talking about?
I was thinking about the last letter. I'm looking at the last vowel, like, nigga, that's all right. This nigga trip.
Oh man. But so once she gets all the information, things start coming together, but then just shit just don't add up. Like when she finds out that shit, that ain't even her mom on the trip.
That shit was crazy. No, because it starts off, she finds out he's been scamming women. Because every woman is like, give me my money back. Why'd you take my money? Give me my money, give me my money. And then she sees one recent message from this lady. He's like, you're perfect.
That's right. I jumped ahead a little bit. So it was the she found out that he had been to jail. He takes women's money. Then she logged into his Google, like she saw all of the people that he blocked.
Yeah.
I tell people, and it was like, yo, give me my money. You did this, you did that. She even calls this one guy that I need to check my Google because if Google got all my locations that I've been to, nigga, that's creepy.
I
she
think
was able
it does.
she was able to get that nigga's locations everywhere he went, and it was archived, like, you know what I mean, like days back. She can go back. So she called this one place that he went through. It was like a house, and I guess a pastor picked up.
No, it was crazy because so it made it look like the way the map looked, it looked like it was just a vacant area out of nowhere, right. Like a lot, like he must have took her mom there and killed her and buried her. That's what I was thinking, like, oh shit.
Yeah, I still wasn't thinking. Yeah, it still wasn't. I didn't know what was really going on until it really happened, because it was so many twists and turns, and I'm just like, I didn't know who to blame. I was like, okay, is it the boyfriend? Is it the dad? Is just the mom got something to do with it? You know what I mean? I'm thinking her mom is on some the stray shit. Like, yo, I'm out. Fuck this life. I'm out.
I think that twist happened. The twist for me, suspecting the mom of anything, was it was when she found the black lady. She called the restaurant. They're like, she ain't been here. And then for some reason in her mind, she goes back to look at every picture. I'm like, you don't ever see her face. You don't ever see her face. Then it was like, hold on, what the fuck is the mom up to? Then my mind switched to like, nah, she ain't really missing. What the fuck is she doing?
Yeah. That shit was golden, though, the way they took the pictures, because I would have never noticed that shit either. Like, you know what I mean?
At all.
The sun blocked her on one, the hat blocked her on another, her hair blocked her on another, but then the picture was live on one, and she was able to push that live button. I was just like, they used every like piece of technology that we use today, and then they just they made something out of it. That's why.
And it's not, and it's crazy because it's not. None of it is impossible. It's all shit
Exactly.
that you can actually do.
Right. It was some of the shit was only shit I thought was far fetched is maybe because I wouldn't even think to do. I wouldn't even think to be able to call a task rabbit to go do something for me like that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I need you to go check some cameras in another country. You
I
know,
mean, it's like in an act of desperation, baby.
exactly. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. Just like I've never had anybody missing before. So
Mm-hmm.
who knows what you would do? You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like that, yeah, that was wild. Um after she realized that wasn't her mom, that's when things got a little difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, for her, because now she's just like, okay, like I have no idea. Now she's just trying to find any piece of evidence. Like that's when I guess they went to those cams,
Mm-hmm.
those streaming cams, and she was able to see that her mama got picked up and in a van.
No, you don't even see that. You just see you see them get in the Uber, and then the Uber picks up the black girl.
Did they see that after or before? Because I remember, like, at first, before we found out that it wasn't the mom, I think we still thought it was the mom is when she got picked up. So that was still before, right? Because I thought that was the mom at first that they grabbed, but it wasn't.
No, no. So
They were all acting like they acted that out.
yeah. So they find out it's not the mom, not even on the plane. Like she never even got on the plane.
Right.
So it's like they show a part where he's picking up the actress. Like they're picking up
Right.
it's the same Uber and they're picking up the actress.
Right.
That's when so when that Uber picked up the actress, that's when I was like, that Uber driver. In my mind, I'm like, that's her daddy. But I'm like, it doesn't. But remember, I said there was a certain point where it's like, okay, her daddy ain't dead.
Right.
So it's like, I'm like, this white dude, his hat is low, because we've already seen this black lady has been hiding her face the whole time. So now it's like, now I'm really suspicious of what's going on. So I'm like, it just crossed my mind like that's her daddy, but I'm just like, nah. I'm worried about what the fuck is going on with the mom.
Yeah, see, I didn't pay attention to that part because even though I thought the dad might have something to do with it, I wasn't paying attention to the Uber driver, and I didn't pay attention to the car at all when they were leaving. You know what I mean? So it's like I knew something was gonna wrap around, and the dad was going to be. I thought he might save the day. I don't know. Like when it was just going, I'm just like, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean?
It's like when at the moment when I thought the dad was alive, I'm like, the mom and the dad is plotting on something. I'm like, are they gonna take a angle like they're actually secret agents or some shit? You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm hoping like, please don't do no goofy shit like that. Like I don't want to hear like we're government CIA agents, especially when how did she find out that's the dude called her back, the officer from overseas,
the agent,
and he was like, how much do you know about your mom? And then she was like, what do you mean? And he was like, that's not a real name, basically.
Right. Yeah, they kept on spinning the story over and over again. I'm just like, yo, once it came to the mom, I'm like, yeah, like this could be about anything now.
It literally opened everything up.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they showed what people in real life would do, because it was like, once you find out it's not a real name, now everybody's like, yeah, she hired him, and oh yeah, it's all a scheme. She's actually behind everything. They literally show what people do once they find out a little bit of information.
Exactly. People go crazy and come up with their own narratives, and it fucks up everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the truth can never be found out because there's so many opinions. You know
right.
what I mean? And so many people thinking that, oh, well, shit, it has to be like this because everybody feel like they know everything, and they don't know a damn thing. Meanwhile, the daughter is going through it still because even though her mom is, even though they're saying that she could possibly be alive, like she's still missing.
Still missing.
I mean,
like,
so
you
she's
don't know what the fuck she is. She disappeared off Earth, and then like, is that when she tapped into her phone?
Her mom's phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she finally found. I'm trying to think when she found her mom. That was like more towards the end when she figured out that the password was Junebug, and she was able to get her mom stuff.
It was when she looked at her text messages again. Her mom was like, "Please delete your voicemails so I can leave you a voicemail." And then she listened to the voicemail, and that's what she heard.
Junebug, yeah. So she switched the password, and then she finally was able to get into her mom's Google, and then she logged into that dating site that she met old boy on. They had like this little back and forth exchange on the messages, And she had said something to him that stuck out. You know what I mean? She was just like, there's some things about my past too. I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like that also, went through my mind. I'm like, because did the guy die yet?
Not yet, but he told her on in the messenger app, he was like, I've been to jail, I used to scam people. So he put it all on the table. So I'm like, he's not scamming her like everybody's saying he did.
But it was like this up and there was this roller coaster, because first you thought he was guilty, then he was like, okay, this nigga's not guilty. You know what I mean? Then when they caught him, you just like, okay, like and then they shot his ass.
Yeah.
So I didn't even see what happened, because it was like I guess somebody had it on their cell phone and she was able to see like the live footage of it. But he got shot.
He was like on a roof or something, like I guess trying to run, because before that she tapped into that. It was somebody said something sparked in her mind, like hiding yourself or hiding the conversation or something. And then she tapped into that hidden chat app,
right?
And he used the same password. It was crazy because he used the same password for everything, but then if she couldn't get it, she would just hit forget password and go to his Gmail and reset that motherfucker.
I do that every day.
That shit was crazy, man.
And
then you see the conversation, you don't know who she's chatting with, but it's like I can't go back to jail. It was like, did you say anything? And it was like, but I can't go back to jail. Something like that, right?
Yeah, like I swear I didn't tell her nothing. And then she June types in I lost my phone. Something like that. She was just like, what's your number? And then she gives her the number. And then it says, oh, a person from another device logged off. So she's just like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
before that though, so she copies and pastes the phone number to her notepad.
Right.
And that's when right when she does that, it says another person logged on and it logged off.
Right.
And she's about to call the number, so she highlights it. When you highlight the phone number, if you have that contact, all information pops up.
Yeah.
And it was the lawyer lady.
It was Heather.
Yeah. So it's like, God damn, like what she got to do with this shit?
Right. Yeah. And that's when how did she get down there? She drove down there, right, to that lady's office. And yeah, she gets to the office.
No, before that. So the watch was from the party, from the dude that kept saying, "Did you watch my video?"
That nigga's an asshole. Your mom is missing. He's just like, hey, yo, I know your mom missing, but you found my watch. That watch ended up saving her life though.
Yeah. So she links the watch to her phone because she's like, she don't trust Heather now. So it's like, I want to go down here and see what's going on. So she turns on the camera on the phone.
Right.
To go see Heather. And then she gets to the office. That shit was dope too. Cause I'm like, how are they filming it? So did she have to hold the camera from like a wrist size, or do you think that's when they really put the camera in?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know that there's because that type of watch, I don't even know how great that video is going to be. Like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. So I think all of the video footage, they probably recorded it on a real camera and used green screen on the watches and the computers and just put that video in it.
Yeah,
a good quality video, because there's no way.
There's no fucking way. That's all I was like, that had to be a real camera.
Yeah.
So she find out Heather is dead at the office. And then she ends up back home, and then it's like you back to square one. You don't know shit.
Right. Didn't she she was able to get into an email to see what was she looking for? Because at one point she found him looking for like security cameras. Kevin.
It was when she logged back into his. Yeah, he was looking for security cameras. But then I think right after that she broke into her mom's, and then she checked her block user. It was only one block user, which
is the old boy.
Yeah.
So.
But she didn't know at the time. But it was like so back to where she spotted the location of that dirt field. She called it, and it happened to be like a dude from a church. And he's like, yeah, he came up here with him and his with me and my wife, and he's going through the program, like like rehabilitation, basically.
Right.
So she gets a call from that same number, and then that's when I was like, oh shit, because dude was like, are you safe? All the doors locked? She's like, yeah, but you can hear in the background, you hear keys jingling and shit. And she's like, somebody outside.
Because I'm pulling up. Ain't no way, man. This nigga, he was just like, yo, I'm at the door. Like, yo, first of all, who are you? You know what I mean?
At that moment, I knew that was her dad.
Yeah, it had to be. Like there was no other way. But it's like I was still on the edge of my seat, like just trying to figure out what was going on. So I'm just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what's this nigga? And
Mm-hmm.
she, when he took his hat off or whatever and showed that he was dead, I'm like, yo, yeah, this nigga's up to no good. That's when everything
Yeah.
started coming together. I was just like, yeah, Nick, don't open the door. It was one of those
You
moments.
know, you know what's crazy before that though? Like the last little bit before he calls on the computer screen, she's watching a video of her mom leaving again. And she pauses the video and she puts the screen up, but you can see just enough to see the driver. So the whole time the driver's picture is just lingering there. I'm like that. Now I'm like, that gotta be her daddy in that picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're doing that for a reason. Like it's just
Yeah.
lingering on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so once she lets him in, that's when I'm just like, okay, well, this is how the movie is wrapping up. Like, because there's no way that this nigga he's not here for any good. So
At all.
she starts thinking of all of the, all of the things that he's talking about. Like, I guess he's saying that he was in like some type of facility or whatever. And she's already remembering that, okay, that's the same facility that was on the paperwork of my mom's dude, Kevin.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh wait. Before that, we're skipping an important part. When you talked about the security cameras, she taps in to log into those security cameras.
Right. And then
that's what
her
she
whole
sees.
crib.
Yeah, it's the house she grew up in, basically.
Yeah. So it's like the funny part about it is I saw her mom wrapped up in a blanket when she was like, hello, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
seen her on that bed, on that mattress, right?
Right. Her mom was asleep though. So she didn't
Yeah.
hear. I don't even know if it was audio. So it's like it might not even been audio for her to hear it. But yeah, so once she realizes that something is wrong, she tries to run and call a number that was calling. I think it was Vina, her annoying ass friend.
Yeah, annoying.
Super annoying ass friend. Called and she was trying to answer, but her dad grabs her and then takes her pretty much back to that spot. I don't know what the fuck. I think at this point he didn't know what the fuck to do because it was just like, nigga, why would you bring her there?
It's a couple things. So one, in the beginning of the movie, when Nia Long walks in, when she's still like a baby, Nia Long is like, "Why don't we have curtains upstairs?" And he like, "We in the middle of nowhere, nobody can see us."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I didn't even think about that when she was pointing at, or she found that house in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even think about that at all. But also, why did he wait so long after Nia Long was gone to show up? If you kidnapped her in the first place, you could just go. You could just show up. Like you still in her good graces. I'd have showed up like, what, your mom's missing? Oh, come on. Well, I got you now.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what was because I mean, I get because he pretty much planned the whole thing. Like, what I mean? He was cool with boy in jail. He made the dude pretty much messed up date his ex-wife or whatever in order to get her to, fucking go to wherever. They had to go to Colombia to stage a whole situation.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out by the end of the movie, I'm trying to figure out why did he do all that? Why did they have to go to Colombia and fake that they went out to be?
I don't I feel like maybe he wanted the world to think she was dead before he killed her.
I mean, that makes sense, but in that case, they could have probably did something totally different instead of like the last place that they were, like they left their luggage.
Yeah.
At the hotels, it's like you're not like I could see if they went out there, took their luggage and was on their way to the airport, and then they just got lost in the sauce somewhere else, and somebody picked them. I mean, like apparently somebody picked them up, right? But it's like that video. Why wasn't that video available before? You know what I mean? If they wanted it to seem like she had got captured, why they didn't just drop that once she went? You know what I mean? Like, okay, and then him go get his daughter. I don't know. I don't know where he thought. I don't know what he thought he would have done at that point. So it's like you trapping the wife, doing all of this stuff to make it seem like your wife is dead. But like, what do you do after that?
Yeah, like, well, what's your master plan?
Right.
Like, did you think, okay, maybe he thought, because he seemed crazy, maybe he thought, I'm gonna keep my wife here chained up, and we all gonna be a happy family, like here caged up.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, if anything, I understand like him taking her out there, pretending that she passed or whatever, and then killing her later, and then like but what he's gonna do, just pop in the daughter's life, like, hey, I'm not dead, like you thought.
I think, okay, so now that I'm thinking about the beginning again, because then they show the whole tape after his nose starts bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see why she hid from him, because he was like crazy. The nigga was like crazy.
He was abusive.
He was abusive and crazy. So he bought this house away from everybody because he wanted it to just be them. So maybe that was his plan. Like, we all just gonna stay here. But then when he's saying, it's like when he's saying the mom wasn't gonna give in, then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna kill her and bury her, but I'm gonna keep my daughter.
Wow.
Crazy as fuck.
Wow. So another thing that I like is like the beginning. Like, even though I was paying attention, you don't pay attention to the fact that all of the not social media, but all of the technology they're using is kind of dated. Like the Google is dated. The
That's only the part where it's only dated when you see Nia Long is showing how she changed her identity.
Right, but you also see the theme. Like, you ever you ever go to Google and you see the theme, it looks totally different. Like, it looks more like it's like a newer version. But if you go back in the day to Google, like, it looks totally different. Like, the site looks dated. Everything that she did was dated. Like, they had the old media players she was playing the movies on. I wasn't paying attention to that in the beginning, but
the old school Windows media player.
Yeah, so once you see it at the end, you realize that was Nia Long, clipping the video. Because I thought it was the daughter clipping the videos. Like, I don't want to see my dad's nose bleeding, so I'm gonna clip it and then put it in this little folder. But that was the mom doing all of that. Like, she was trying to figure out how to
change her name and hide
her identity, try to get her, her husband to go to jail for a certain amount of time, depending on what he did. And they wrapped that shit up like with a fucking bow, bro.
That's what I was saying. So when you see Stormy's, the whole movie is all current shit. But then after she gets snatched, then they jump into what Nia Long was going through online.
Right.
There was no camera work, no FaceTime and none of that. She just doing the old school, like click this, type in this. Like you said, Windows media player. It's like you see all the old school shit.
Yeah.
That shit was clean as fuck though.
It was. And it's like the pretty much the wrap up of the film is like you're watching it happen, but it's the Netflix special. Like, she's watching her life like on a Netflix movie. Because at first I'm like, don't tell me that this was just some shit that she was watching and it never happened. I'm like, I'm about to turn this shit off, man.
But no, they did, that transition was clean too. So
it was dope as fuck.
So Nia Long gets shot.
That was my first thought.
No, before that though. So Nia Long gets shot by the dad. Then the dad like turns his back on her, and then Nia Long stabs him in the neck with a piece of the mirror.
Yeah.
So the dad goes downstairs. He's trying to call for like an ambulance or trying to find a hospital or online, but then he dies on the keyboard. Right. So now she's like, I'm trapped. I can't get out. But her phone, and she remembers her phone is sitting there, and she remembers this is the last camera angle.
Right.
So it's like, hey Siri, through the fucking phone, through the Windows thing, which is fucking crazy.
And she was like, call 911. I'm like, yo, they wrote the fuck out of this movie. They wrote the fuck out of this shit.
And then that's what, so after she did the call 911, we hear the sirens, and then that's when you think it's still in the scene because the police bust in, like, get out, and all this shit. But then she turns around, and you see it's part of that show.
Yeah. It's like a Netflix movie or whatever that she's watching about her life. And then if you pay attention to her computer, you'll see emails talking about like, oh, they didn't put Javi's part in the movie.
They fucking
that's
but no, it wasn't a movie. It was that show that our friend kept talking about. Every clue her friend had was from that show.
Right.
Because I think they showed the show in the beginning of the movie. They showed the show, right? And so the whole time throughout her friend is like, well, this happened in the show, so maybe you should do this. So that's everything that's happening. What she's kind of helping. She's annoying as fuck, but she's helping with what she's saying.
Right. Yeah, man.
So she's at UC Davis, and then she's at UC Davis. And then you can see even her emoji for her mom changes from the fucked up mom to like a smiling. Yeah.
And it's like her mom is I guess they were talking through text, and her mom always used Siri to talk, so it was like her messages was all messed up and shit like that. So it was just little details, man. Like, this movie gets a lot of credit for details. Like, if I was rating details, this would be top.
Hey, the most important detail about everything, and I think would have stopped everything was happening if you would have cleared her voicemail. Her mom probably tried to call her to leave a voicemail like, I'm in trouble, they trying to get rid of me.
Right.
But you can't check your voicemail.
Right. A lot of this movie made me want to clear my Google. It made me want to have a harder password. I was just like, yo, if anything, if you take anything away from this movie, it's just like, yo, you could be tracked anywhere
on Earth.
Yeah, your information can be found because you give up so much. You know what I mean? On here, like anything that you've ever typed, you know what I mean? Like you got like a pretty much a paper trail. I mean, online of shit that you've been doing since social media has been a thing.
Unless you turn off your tracking, though. They also show ways where you can't be tracked.
Yeah, they have all kind of stuff that you can stop, but most people don't even use those things.
Nah, we don't think about that. We negligent. Like we just, yeah. It's like the people that keep getting these iPhones. Y'all shit is more tracked than anything.
Right, man. It's on every device in your house. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, you know how many times I just typed in my email and name all willy nilly, like I ain't give a damn. I'm just like, man,
you trying to get logging into.
Trying to get these shoes, man. Shit, I put my whole name.
Hey, it's fucked up. It's like you see a website, they be like, easy login with Google. You just do that. You can type, you can make one up, or hit this Google button. It will log in for you. Like, yep, give me the Google button.
I done bought shit from the shadiest looking sites. I like the T-shirt. I will buy it. You look.
That shit is crazy. I'm not. I don't do that though. Like these Instagram pop-up shops and shit. I gotta check all details. I can't just do it.
Yeah, man. I don't be giving a fuck. I was just like, I like it. I want it.
I'm like, that's dope. Let me go see if it's on Amazon.
If anything,
I do that every time.
If anything, I'm a review person. I just look at reviews first. I was just like, let me check this out.
I check all details. I need to check that US stamp at the bottom. I need to check everything. Yeah. So basically, that's the movie. Happily Ever After.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can get into the rating.
Yep. Let's make this quick. I'm gonna give this movie a ride.
I'm gonna give it a ride. And don't cut my echoes this time, nigga. You be cutting my echoes short. I be noticing that.
You know what's funny? Is like only reason why, like if I ever cut your echoes because you said something right after that.
Yeah, hey, fuck what I said after that. Keep my echoes going, my nigga.
So make sure you give yourself.
That should be like,
give yourself some space so I can echo it. Because without that extra space, it's gonna be just like anything you say after is gonna echo with it.
Let it echo, man. I need my echoes, man.
Quality control, man.
Now fuck that.
They were like, right. Yeah. So.
Fuck it. Let it happen. But this is a definitely a good movie. Top ratings, dope ass story, dope ass writing, fucking perfect ass production.
Would you recommend this movie to somebody that didn't have like an eye for like details? Because it's like this movie, you can miss a lot of stuff.
What I recommended this, I think just the story is interesting enough. Because it's a certain point where you're so lost on what's going on that you gotta know what happened.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta have like this is not a regular movie. You know what I mean? Like you're watching this movie through a Zoom screen for the most part. Like you're looking at her computer. Like the whole movie's through her computer or some type of device. So it's like if you're not able to sit through something like that, you know what I mean? It's almost like how they did like a Paranormal Activity, right? It's like you got to watch the movie through cameras, like through the whole movie.
Okay, so from that, do you think the story stands alone without all of that? If this is a movie outside of that where they're just filming what's going on, do you think it's the same quality of movie?
No, I think it would still been good. I like the story because it was like it wasn't predictable.
That's what I mean. So I don't think that the technology part about it really takes away from what's going on. It's not like it couldn't stand alone without it. That was just a plus.
It wasn't like that's what this is what I'm saying is like it's a plus for me because I thought it was creative, but it could be kind of an annoyance as well. Because when I went into it, I'm just like, damn, I don't know if I'm ready for this. But the movie was so good, it made it fine, and it made it dope that there was so much detail that they put in it, and I was able to put it all together. And I was like, yo, this movie is great. But then somebody else might look at it like, okay, like I don't even want to get into the story because it's too much going on. I don't want to watch this movie through a Zoom screen, you know.
I just don't. I don't think it. I don't think it matters. Like I don't think. I don't think it takes away from nothing. I would recommend it if you just like mystery movies. I just recommend it. I don't think that takes away from nothing. I don't think it. I don't think it puts like a damper on what's going on because it's still interesting as fuck.
Yeah, nah, you're right. I definitely fuck with this movie. I don't know about replay value. Would I watch this movie again? 'Cause I feel like it's good, but it's like I don't know if I have to watch it again. Like if I was watching it with somebody just to show, say if my wife wants to watch it, I watch it again.
So okay, so I think that's the curve we got to put on replay value for mystery movies because once the reveal is done,
you don't have to watch it no more.
There's really no reason. So it's more like would you watch it again with somebody else? Absolutely. So that's like the curve we got to put on these type of movies.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Shout out to
I would definitely sit through it just to see somebody else's reaction.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to everybody behind the scenes.
Everybody. Who's the director? You know the director?
Nicholas D. Johnson and Will Merrick.
Yeah. Y'all did a fucking excellent job. This shit is dope.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. But yeah.
Anyways, like, share, subscribe. We out here. We everywhere you at. Listen to us, talk to us. We talk back.
Pieces.
Black people.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.